Hello, welcome. How are you today? From last week onwards, we started to explain the French culinary terms. When you go in a big brigade and you have to show yourself, showing off, you must understand the expressions. If the chef is a foreigner, French, Belgium, or German, or British, or Italian, they speak only with explanation. And there's an expression for everything. So we started from the alphabetic order. We came to nappe, pane, panade. We were talking about panade, pare, piqué, plat, sauté, plat, réduire, reduction. Reduction, we may explain before. Reduction, it was to réduire is stock. If it's thin, you slowly cook it. Put it in on the side of the top, flat top of the oven, not boiling. It takes several hours, maybe a couple of days. Make a reduction. Reduction is thicken the sauce. If it's a brown sauce, a brown stock or white stock, vegetable stock takes a long time. But all the water inside is evaporated, and all the main ingredients stay and they get thickened. So we call it reduction. Réduire. Revenir, from the same alphabetic order. Revenir is a typical French expression. If you have onions, it's a small oil and a little butter. You heat it up and you saute, and fait revenir, make little light browning. You make it with, for example, a shallot, whole shallot, or you can make it for risole potatoes, round potatoes. You can make it maybe for the fennel. It's on the not cooked vegetables and meat, risole. So you put your seasoning as well. You serve it on a side plate. Revenir. Sometimes chicken liver, you can do it the same way. And revenir also, you can make it beef stroganoff. Sliced beef, raw, and you heat it up your pan, and you add your meat, salt and pepper. So start revening a little bit. Then you add the other ingredient. You mix it up. Déglaçage, boom, flambé sometimes, and restock, seasoning, boom, with the rice. Risole, it's the same thing as well. Salamander, we talked about the last time. Salamander is the appareil, is a gas or electric, heated from the top. I draw it here. Salamander. As you can see from there, salamander is a resistance here. Underneath you put your meat, your plate. So you normally is electric. Salamander is much easier, and this you can lift up and down. For example, what I make usually I put it on a plate some smoked salmon slices, and put around Hollandaise sauce. And I put it under the salamander. It gets brownish lightly, but you have to be careful not to burn it. It will spoil. So light glaze, we call it glazing, or glassing as well. Glazing, and the patches of light brown makes the plate looks beautiful, very appetizing. So you serve it as it is. Smoked salmon, maybe dots of black caviar, and serve it like that with Hollandaise sauce. Don't forget. Yes, salamander. Every restaurant should have one. And sometimes, not to cook it. For example, you serve your dishes. The waiter not coming to take it immediately. Instead to stay in a hot plate, only the bottom is hot. And sometimes you put it under the salamander, just half a minute, then give it to the waiter, send him to the customer. Sangle also is put ice, crushed ice. Put any vegetables or any meat, cold meat, fruit salad on a top of ice, crushed ice, make sangle. And sauce, fat sauce. Put the sauce over something, for example, dressing over a salad. You don't put it beforehand. Salad dressing, you put it in the last minute. Sometimes all the long dishes on the banquet, they put the meat, and when the order comes from the metro, the envoyé, starter, hot starter, or main course, the saucier start giving sauce. Because if you put it in advance, it soak the meat with fish or vegetable stew. Saute, jump. You saute anything to make it brownish. Chicken meat or fish meat, vegetables, mixed vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and onion, some cherry tomatoes, cauliflower, boom. Sensei, to sprinkling with water. Sensei. Ladies and gentlemen, the flour in the kitchen is used for another purpose, very important. For example, if a dish just came out, serving dish, there's a meat and food inside, and there's a cover on it, or it doesn't have the cover. But because if it is hot, if you told to the kitchen staff this is hot, they might forget. But if they know little flour in the corner of the plate, they say, warning, it's hot, don't forget. They use it very, very often. So Sensei is also means sprinkle with flour. For example, you make you saute your meat, and the sauce is wishy-washy. You add a little bit water, flour. They call it Sensei. Supreme is the expression we use for chicken supreme. Is the best part of chicken, is the breast. I mean, I don't like breast of chicken. I prefer tight. But my preparation. Chicken breast, you know, is very fragile, and if you don't make, you are not careful, you made it very tough. You forget in the oven, you forget on the pan, so it's very fragile. So chicken breast, usually what we make, we flatten with the bone, articulation bone on it. It is decoration is very nicely. So we stuff any ingredient you like. You make a mirepoix of vegetables, very tiny, mignonette, carrot, onion, celery, basil, some spice, some herbs, and tasty herbs, and some Swiss, for example. They put a Swiss cheese inside, and they bake them Swiss chicken breast. So you make it like a cone, and you keep it not cooked, raw. So when the order comes, you cook it slowly in the courbouillon or hot sauce, creamy sauce. So serve it like that. Sometimes you just slice top of it to see the inside the vegetables. But if you cook it too much and high heat, it gets dry. So it must be soft. So you can't see it in every restaurant really, this, but it looks present, is very presentable. Supreme, chicken supreme, and also supreme means is the hot caliber, very high quality. Anything good, supreme. Supreme of chicken, supreme of duck, supreme of fish, the bone fileto of salmon. Tomato, they call it. Tomato. Everything tomato, add ketchup, not the ketchup, tomato salsa, tomato puree. Of course, the tomato puree is not like our salsa. Our salsa is different. Hello, Hakan. Have a nice day too. Tomato puree is salty, you know. Tomato paste, salty. You try to get non-salty tomato paste. They put it on the tubes now very easily. Is always the food needs an acid. In Turkey, we use onion, we use the tomatoes, we use beetroot, we use parsley, of course, red onions, fennel. Fennel also is acidic, but we have to be careful not to cook too much. Also, there is another expression called tombe. You don't cook it, saute it, very harsh. Tombe, just add any mirepoix vegetables, for example, on a hot plate, on a hot plate, we call it tawa, or anything hot to cook it. Saute quickly. Tombe, we call it. Just to give a color. Tombe de legume means, for example, you made the vegetables, mirepoix vegetables. Also, I say mirepoix vegetables. Diced vegetables. Vegetables deyince you must understand always onion, carrot, celery, okay, kereviz. And plus you add anything else. Turnip, it can be, if it is appropriate. Always add some dry or fresh herbs, like a thyme, rosemary, sage, a little bit. If you add one extra, always you taste it in your mouth. Boom. Black pepper, instead of crushed black pepper, some mustard seeds, cumin, instead of cumin, powder, add cumin, crushed cumin, oh, straight away, oh my God. Cannel, don't salt and pepper all the time. Evet, tombe legumes, which means saute with butter or oil, but butter preferably and little water. And bring to the evaporate it. Make sure that there's a steam comes out. Always high heat. And you must be stay there. You put it on the oven, all the vegetables, crunchy vegetables, and you forget, it gets soggy. Oh my God, you don't want that. I mean, I've been in China, we've been in Hong Kong, we've been in Singapore, Taiwan, and every corner you had stir fries, tombe. They make it all the crunchy vegetables, unbelievable. You add some vegetables at the beginning, some soft one at the end, some herbs at the beginning, and some herbs at the end. Follow the strength. And they know all the vegetables. Of course, some of them we don't have it here. They're of course, I work with Indian as well. I mean, the Indian, they are master of herbs, spices, épices in French. Of course, it's a large country, and the hot part, Madras, has a very strong flavor. Hot, I mean, it is not hot for them. More country is hot, more the melody, more the spice is hot. I mean, the Kerala is softer on the west coast. East coast is mild. In the middle, when you go to Delhi, Delhi is cold in winter, harsh in winter, and they have very hot spice. Less flavor, but very hot, because black pepper and red pepper, you know. And some influences from the others. Mongols comes, and some Portuguese came west coast of India. Madras under the trade fleet coming and bringing clothes from other islands, other spices, is unbelievable. India, you have to go there, chefs. Tourne means turning, but if you take potatoes and with a small econom knife and make it nice shape, called tourne. You can make carrots tourne, turnip tourne. make it ellipse shape. Tiny is the larger. Of course, in the potatoes section, the lesson, we have at least half a dozen shapes. Different corner, different angles. You don't serve it like a French fry. I mean, today's French fry, they cut it with the machine. But for the vegetables, if you want to dice, there's a machine as well. But for tournée, there is no machine. So you have to have on your own. Turnips, everything that looks very nice. The plate presentation is very important. If you put the steak in the middle, tornado, and on the side you prepare your vegetables and your carbohydrate and vegetables together. Maybe you can make turn potatoes, turn carrots, turn beetroot, and it looks beautiful. Thank you, Deniz Hanım. Okay, tournée. Tronçon, cut big slice of turbo, big slice of what name? Espadon, kılıç. Big slice of palamut, halibut. Palamut say bonito. Of course, not everybody like bonito. It's a strong flavor. And I prefer it bonito, yes. La carda on the salted fish, number one, my favorite. Zest always important last minute. I mean, not only in the bar they use it, lemon zest, and they squeeze it in a drink. Lemon zest, orange zest, and orange and lemon mainly goes. Sometimes you squeeze it and put it in a soup to give flavor. It's natural flavor. Merhaba Behçetciğim. Allah'a emanet ol. There's so many other things. Risole we mentioned last minute. Salamander bitik salpicon. Dyson cover with sauce. Sangleyes. Now, before we are going to go any other complicated ones, I was going to mention to you the hot season finish. Now we have abundance of vegetables, and in the restaurant people start preferably asking for salads. In Turkey we are very famous for our salads, but the cutting is very wrong. So if you train yourself to follow how to cut your tomatoes, what shape to give, and the color is very important. And for example, you can make your salad, lettuce salad, onion, and add some coloring, but always each restaurant they have this Italian special salad called Caesar salad. And the Caesar salad, they use a marul, Roman lettuce, crouton mainly, make a sauce with egg yolk, yumurta sarısı, lemon juice, olive oil, and parmesan. You see, this olive oil, number one, flavor one. And parmesan is umami. And you can use other cheeses, but never replace the same as parmesan. So don't call Caesar salad, call something else. And use your kaşar peynir, Turkish kaşar peyniri. But don't put the salad dressing at the beginning. Normally in the good restaurants, they mix your salad in front of you. So restaurant owners, front line is very important. Your maitre, your head waiter, they must do this salad. In a bowl, you bring all the ingredients, and then what you make it? You make your own salad. You put your gloves, the lettuces, you cut it by hand. Don't chop it. And you use your cherry tomatoes, black olives, extra caper. Crouton must be nice. And use other ingredient, for example. I mean, seafood salad. Make one seafood salad, but show the people the ingredient. If you put karides, show it is the karides. Don't let the customer looking, where's my shrimps? I mean, Turkey is full of shrimps, full of lobsters. Compared to other food, the beef and lamb, lobster is still cheap. It can be small ones, the crayfish. Use the meat of the crayfish. Be different. Even in Istanbul, all the akaliyet, we call it, all the foreigners there, and they go to restaurant, they are sükût-i hayali uğruyorlar. They say, what's going on? All this abundance, we don't see any plate coming with the mixed seafood. I mean, we have so many seafood like a lobster and crayfish and giant prawn, mussels. Of course, with this flesh, dirty of skin is done. But you have a kokirs from Gemlik. Gemlik is the heaven of koki. They were white ones, scallops, and they are exporting because nobody consumes in Turkey. They are exporting to Italy. The boat goes from Gemlik all the way to Brindisi. Because I had a restaurant in Istanbul, French Street, called Admiral. We started one season. I used to get tellinis. Tellinis is small cookies. And so tasty, unbelievable. I can show you next time, what sort of seafood, clams and cookie we have in Turkey. But of course, use a small simple dish ingredient like potatoes. Looks, oh wow, potatoes. But when you cut it nicely, it's completely different. For example, we have a celeriac, fennel, zucchini, carrot, and beetroot. But you can present it so nicely. You don't have to fill it up. It can be simply, for example, if the lobster tails, use half of the lobster tails and vegetables, give it as a starter. People will buy it. And in a picture I'm going to show you on this. You see, this is a lobster tail. And beetroot and potatoes and some mashed lamb lettuces there. And spring vegetables And here, Caesar salad. You see the crouton nicely. And we have the salad dressing and parmesan. And this is the Greek salad. And they put the stuffed tomatoes as well. But you see the color? Feta cheese. So, I hope you follow it. Then I have to go now.